everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I've had a lot of requests in the last video I did to start kind of sharing some of the behind the scenes, the road life, the travel, and we're gonna do that today. So we have the Hobie BOS tournament on Wright Patman in Texarkana this week. It is Thursday afternoon, getting here a little bit late. I usually like to arrive at a tournament on Wednesday to give me maybe a little bit of Wednesday, all Thursday, and our half day on Friday to practice. Not gonna get that this time, but sometimes, this year's been so dang busy, I'm gonna take what I can get. So just got to our Airbnb. It's in a really nice little neighborhood, a little ways away from the lake on the north end of Texarkana. I'm looking for Airbnbs. We have anywhere from 4 to 12 people that stay in our group. We've got a sponsor, Dakota Lithium, that gets our lodging for us, so it's a huge help and we're super thankful for them. I get to travel with some of my good friends that I've made doing this in the kayak fishing community, and we have a lot of fun, you guys. There's a lot of personalities in our group, and it's always a good time. At this one, I think we're only gonna have 2 other people, myself, Eric Siddiqui, and Broach, Jason Broach from South Carolina. Siddiqui's already here. Must have got in last night, but we've got a really nice little neighborhood. So one kind of weird thing about this Airbnb though is in the description, it said be sure to be safe and take all your valuables out of your trucks and lock them. I know it's like a general safety thing, but I've literally never seen that. And this Airbnb looks really nice. I had a great listing, good reviews. So I thought that was super weird. That's strange. The front door is wide open. I guess Siddiqui must be. Diki? It is wide open. Diki? My gosh, I just heard him. It's a nice place though. Diki? What are you doing? The front door is wide open.
I was tired.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that was one of the most concerning things after I was just telling y'all about that description about keeping everything out of your vehicles, and then I come here in the afternoon, the door's wide open. Apparently he got in late last night and did not shut the door, so it's been wide open all night and all day today. Oh my gosh, if that's not an accurate description of our group, I don't even know what is. Oh boy. Anyway, I'm gonna get things loaded up, take you guys with on a practice today. I'll kind of just roll in a little bit late on this one, but that's okay. We're gonna get our rods together and go do some practice. What in the world? Yeah, that's flat.
I guess I gotta find a gas station, try to put some air in that.
I don't think you should drive on that.
Oh, it's happening anyway, so.
Oh my god. I wish I had a.
Yeah, compressor.
See, that's one of those things that I need to start carrying at all times. One of those little compressors. My grandpa actually bought me one. And I have no idea where it is, but I've got to start carrying that at all times because this is a reality when you're on the road 24/7. All right, now that he's up and out of bed at a ripe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think we're both going to get motivated and get out there on the water. I'm going to grab I brought all of my rods inside. I would usually leave them in the truck, but that listing kind of made me a little nervous. And again, usually we try to stay somewhere way out in the country in the outskirts of town so we feel a little bit more safe with our gear. But I brought all my rods in. We're gonna grab what we think we're gonna need here. So I'm gonna get a swim jig. All right, so we got both frog rods, spinner bait, swim jig, buzz bait, fluke, shaky head. Okay, you guys, so admittedly, I haven't done a ton of practice or a ton of kind of research ahead of time on this lake. I know the NPFL was here. This is one of the only major tournament series that's fished this lake. We've never been here, which is kind of cool for us because it allows us to kind of have a blank canvas and there's not a lot of previous history. There's no previous history, which is really nice because one thing people don't understand, like kind of the unspoken rules of this, is that let's take Kentucky Lake, for example. People that have done this for a long time, we kind of know where like people have won the tournaments before. And it sucks for us because if you know where someone's done well, it's kind of like off limits for the entire rest of the lifetime of that lake. You know, like we wouldn't go fish somewhere where we knew a friend of ours did well the year before and the year before that. And it's like, oh, that's so-and-so's area. That's Scotch's Ledge. That's Stewie's Creek. That's, you know, Jeff's this. Like, if we know people have done well there, you just don't go there. And it almost like screws us out of a ton of water on these tournament lakes. And so that's really hard. And a lot of people don't realize that. You know, I think like, oh yeah, that's not something that goes into tournament fishing. But for us, maybe it's not like that in bass boat world, but I know for us, and at least a lot of people in our group, it's really, really hard. Once you kind of know where someone's fishing, you just don't get to go there. It's entirely off limits. Even if you looked at that area and you wanted to practice there, you're like, oh wait, that's where so-and-so's fishing. Can't do it. Nope. So it sucks, right? Like,
it does suck. Yeah, it's what it is though. You just gotta try to find fish somewhere else. It's tough not to go to some places when you know you could win there.
Yeah.
You know.
But you just can't because,
yeah, exactly.
And some people do. We've got some people in the sport that, you know, they wouldn't have practiced there, but they're like, oh, I know so-and-so has done well there, so we're gonna go. But I think a lot of us that do this a lot just don't do that, yeah, and just kind of set it off to the side. So that's what's cool about Wright Patman, is that it's literally, none of us have ever been here before. There's never been a tournament here. So we get to go wherever we want, and that's kind of great.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that's one cool thing about this lake. But I haven't done a lot of research on it. It looks like a true bass fishing meat and potatoes lake. From what I looked at Wright Patman, they were doing a lot of flipping. It was like a Greg Hackney's paradise of what I saw. Have you done any research on it?
I haven't. I've looked at some maps. It looks like a really shallow lake, so not a lot of live scope, which can be good if
Woo! Yeah, we like that around here. We're some shallow water, no live scope people, but that's okay. I'm sure someone will get it figured out with that. But I mean, I'm hoping the lake's up right now 3 feet, I believe, so it's definitely in the bushes. I'm thinking that'll cater to what I like to do. You know, you guys have seen my last video, skipping a frog way back in flooded brush, like bug brush. I'm hoping this will be the same thing. So we're gonna get out on the water and, you know, do a little bit of practice and see what we can come up with on this brand new lake to everybody.
Get a little air on our tires.
Get some air in the tires. Try not to do anything else ridiculous today. Oh my gosh, that looks so bad. Yo, I told him not to drive on that, but he found oh, it looks so bad. He found a gas station 0.3 miles away. He's gonna try to get there. I'm gonna follow him, get some snacks for the day, and oh my goodness. I also feel like he should be driving a little bit slower right now. We're going 45. Maybe that is slow enough. He's probably just trying to get to the gas station as fast as possible. But I'm behind him looking at this tire, and it looks like a bunch of bread dough that is being kneaded and flattened as it's rolling down the road. Oh boy. That is the really nice thing about this community, the kayak fishing community, is that and I think a lot of people that do kayak fish will attest to this, is that people, you know, we're here to help. It's not, a lot of times the people in the kayak community will literally put themselves last, or here to get the shirt off their back. It's kind of like it's like a small town in a lot of ways. There's good and bad about it, but the good is that regardless of anything, you know, people are usually always willing to go above and beyond to help you out. So I'm gonna follow him, make sure he gets to the gas station. I picked out a ramp on the lake that's within about 3 miles of several different little creek arms and stuff that looks really, really good to me. So that's where we're gonna start, but we're gonna get some snacks and get some water first and make sure our friend makes it to the gas station, and pray that this gas station has an air compressor. All right, you guys, we are here at the gas station. There is an air compressor here, so that's great. I'm gonna go inside and grab some snacks real quick, check on him. You made it! Oh my goodness. The first rule of trying to save money on the road: meal prep, meal prep, meal prep. I got these 2 waters and this thing of beef jerky, and it was $20. Typically, I have tried to get better. I've been really bad about this lately, about trying to go to a grocery store, good grocery store, because you guys, like, the food and the water thing is so important. And I was really bad about that my first few years, and just trying to find routine and health on the road is so difficult. It's not even funny. So I try to go meal prep, do a bunch of, I have a chicken and ground turkey and, you know, vegetables and kind of cauliflower rice deal that I try to do, and I haven't done that in the last few tournaments. If not, you're spending 20 bucks a day on a bag of beef jerky and 2 waters. And I usually try to take the big gallons of water because they're way cheaper. We're just not firing on all cylinders for this one. Kind of running behind, not very organized. Unfortunately, hopefully next time I'll be able to have a much better, hopefully next time I'll have it together. Maybe these videos will start keeping me accountable on that front. Also, that air compressor did not work at all. He paid for it and the pressure gauge was missing, so we have to go to the next gas station. Okay guys, so just got up to the ramp here, and out of all the 15 ramps on this lake, guess what I pulled up to? That's my boyfriend's truck. That is G's truck. Despite what others may think, this is not an ideal situation for either one of us. So G and I have we have the best relationship. He's my best friend, I adore him. And a lot of people kind of wonder what it's like competing against one another. And you have to remember, you know, I competed against him for the first 4 years of my career. We've been dating the last 3 years. So actually my most successful year competitively, I was not dating him. So that hopefully sheds light there a little bit. But anyway, the only person that I soundboard with or like confide in is G. And he and I will bounce things off one another. We still, you know, really truly want to beat each other. So I think that there's things that we still will communicate with one another, and we keep our own little kind of trust group there, just the two of us. But what I've noticed with him is that he always holds back the juice, which is, I've learned that over the years. It's really, really funny. For example, catching a couple good ones up shallow on the bank. Now, what he is doing is he'll be fishing specifically targeting little patches of hay grass on the bank, and he'll omit that part of it. He'll just tell me that he's catching them on the bank, and it's so funny because I've kind of picked up on that. And like, you know, there's always a little extra piece to the puzzle, and I think everyone kind of keeps that stuff to themselves when they kind of figure that out. So, and I do the same thing, but it's just really, really funny. So we'll loosely talk some fishing. We definitely do not like fishing the same area, and it's only happened a handful of times where we've kind of found what I would say we've shared, you know, maybe one area out of several that we're hitting. It doesn't happen very often at all. Maybe 1 or 2 times a year has that ever happened. But it always cracks me up when I pull up to one ramp, and we don't tell each other where we're going either. That's another thing. We don't ever say where we're going. We just kind of go do our own thing. But when I pull up to a ramp and he's there, it cracks me up. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call him and just kind of see how the fishing is going.
You've reached Guillermo Gonzalez. I'm unable to get the phone right now.
Hola, papi. ¿Qué pasó?
What's up, babe?
What you doing?
I am fishing for bass.
How's it going?
I've caught 5, and 4 of them are scoreable.
Okay, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Have you got any big ones yet?
No, I haven't caught anything big.
Okay. Well, I'm calling because I just pulled up to my ramp and your truck's here.
Huh? Come say hi.
Okay. There's some shady critters at our ramp right now.
Oh, I bet there's shady critters quite often this right ramp.
Yep. Somebody else is pulling up. Texas guy. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Okay, you guys, so I just got back from practice today. I forgot to bring my external battery, so I was not able to record on the water and take you guys with practice. That's okay though. Super anticlimactic. I got a handful of bites, caught a couple small fish. Overall, not great, but at least I feel like I might be able to get a limit on that old road, maybe. Funny thing, I ran into G on the water, and y'all, I know I took my snacks with me out there. He saw me eating that beef jerky, and I knew he came right up and he wanted half and smell that beef jerky from a mile away. So anyway, tomorrow's Friday. It should be last day of practice. I'm not gonna be able to practice tomorrow. Unfortunately, I've got so much stuff to do. It's gonna rain really hard tonight. So honestly, you guys, I feel like if there's any tournament where you really practice isn't gonna help a ton, it's this one. I'm gonna kind of just roll with what I found today. I think I can hopefully get a limit. That's my goal. I'm not totally sure. Stay tuned for the tournament. We're gonna get some rigging done, and we'll see you guys for the tournament.